My name is Zach Eichenberry, and I'm the CEO of Hook Security. We hired a VP of sales. It's been a couple weeks, and they jumped right in. And so we are excited to see them part of all the planning that takes place at the end of the year as we move into the next year. We had hired sales leadership when we first started the company, and that didn't work out too well. We hired a corporate background in a startup, and they expected a different level of support to infrastructure. And we took a hiatus from that. And as the CEO, I was the de facto sales leadership for about 2 years. We decided late this spring to put a formal process together and go do it right. I think it had actually to do with my bandwidth and also just a network. Didn't have the candidate pipeline, let alone the bandwidth to do all the initial interviews and to read all the resumes. I actually enjoyed the fact that you guys were pretty patient with us, that you guys were moving faster than my schedule allowed in many cases, and I did not feel an overwhelming amount of guilt getting back to you in a delayed way. You guys were very gracious with me, and you also were politely persistent. You were not deferential or rolled over either. There were candidates I needed to get back to, and so you would keep talking to me until I did. That was probably the easiest part about working with y'all, is you took that away from us and then took it away from my mind, so I could just focus on the process and the candidate. I can't speak to whether or not this lands well with HR processes internally for corporate placement, but definitely the transparency and the reporting and the ongoing communication lends itself really well to working with, people who lead the company and execute and don't have a lot of bandwidth to dig in and follow up. Yeah, and I have. The fee structure makes it frictionless. The transparency into the process to see at all stages, all candidates, all questions being asked, all recorded responses, all surveys done. And in our case, the fact that you were both gracious and politely persistent in keeping the process moving forward was actually very helpful to us. Best suited for people who are serious about growing their team and want to invest in that.